Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing my December TBR. You'll see that I did not do a November wrap-up, and that is because I only read 2 books in November, so I figured there was no reason to even film it. If you want to see what those 2 books from November were, you can go ahead and look on my Instagram, and I have them on there. But today I'm going to be talking about what I plan on reading in December. So as we all know, it's the end of the year. This our last month, our last chance to hit those Goodreads goals, and I know that I personally am about 15 or 16 books short. I don't think that I'll read that many books this month, but just in case, I did give myself a nice long TBR, so that if I do get through some of these books pretty quickly, then I can have plenty of options, and who knows, maybe I can actually make my goal. So I'm just going to go through and read these to you guys and give a little bit of a description. And yeah, we'll see, like I said, we'll see how many of these I actually get through. So the first book on my TBR is The Polar Express. I've seen the movie. I love the movie, but I've actually never read the book. So I saw this on somebody's, I think it was somebody's TBR, somebody's recommendation video, and I figured I would give it a try. Like I said, I've never read it, so this year, why not? The next book, and also something else I should mention is that all of these books are going to be borrowed either as ebook or audiobook through the library. All of these except for 2. I only have 2 physical copies, and I'll show you those when I get to them. The next book I have is The House on the Cerulean Sea by T.J. Klune. This book I feel like was on everybody's TBR the last few months. I've seen it all over Instagram and all over Bookstagram, and I figured I would give it a shot. So the next book I have is The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, which I have right here. I have read this book. Just like screams holidays and Christmas to me. I read it every year around this time of year. Not this actual copy. I had other copies of the whole series, and I actually ended up getting rid of them because I found, or not getting rid of them, but I donated them. I found these copies. I have the whole set just like this with the this style cover, which I think is beautiful. I found them at Goodwill last year, I think, and I think I paid like I paid like $10 maybe for the whole set. And like I said, I just think these covers are beautiful. So this will be my first time reading this actual physical copy, but I've read The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe several times. Actually, I think I may have read it earlier this year also. But I love this book. I love the movie. We always watch the movie around this time of year, so I'm super excited to get to this one. And I also have Snow and Rose by Emily Winfield Martin. I saw this on someone's recommendation video. I can't remember who it was, but this is I believe it's Snow White, and I don't remember if it's Sleeping Beauty, or A Little Red Riding Hood. It's a retelling, like a fairy tale retelling. I don't remember exactly who, but it seems like it's going to be really good. And then the next one is The Christmas Source by Tom Fletcher. If you haven't heard of Tom Fletcher, he is the lead singer of the band McFly, and he lives in London, or in the UK. And his sister is an actress on the West End, and who's actually an author herself. I've read several of her books, and I really love her books also. And I watch her. She has a YouTube channel where she like vlogs like her like day in the life of like West End actress type thing. And I really love her vlog. She does Disney vlogs also. And I follow Tom on Instagram, but I've never read any of his books. And The Christmas Source is actually a children's book, and it looks like it's super cute. So I figured this year I would check it out. The next on my list is The Afterlife of Holly Chase. I actually read this last year. I think it was last year at this time. And I really enjoyed it. It's a retelling of The Christmas Carol. And it's about this girl who, she lives a very like privileged life, and she's from New York, like the Upper West End, and very like Gossip Girl type lifestyle. And she's not a nice person, and she is visited by the ghost Christmas past. I don't remember, one of those. And she's like given a chance to mend her ways and realize like the error of her ways and become a better person. And when she doesn't, she actually ends up dying. and she becomes part of this secret like society, and she now is one of the ghosts of Christmas past, and now has to do the same thing to other people. And so it was really good. I really enjoyed it. I listened to the audiobook last year, and like I said, I really liked it. So this year I'm actually going to read the ebook. And that's something that I do pretty often. I will listen to books or read books several times in different formats. I just feel like I process it differently, and like different parts of the story stick out to me differently depending on how I'm reading it. So this year, like I said, I'm going to do the ebook. And then next after that I have The Snow Child. This was on that same recommendation video. I wish I could remember who it was. If I can figure out who it was, I'll link them below. But The Snow Child is about an older married couple who's unable to have children, and so one winter they build a child for themselves out of snow. And I'm assuming that she comes to life. I don't know exactly what happens, but I'm assuming that's probably going to be sad. Also, infertility is something that my husband and I have dealt with in our own lives, so I think that'll definitely be relatable and like hit close to home. So I'm excited for that one. And then next I have Christmas Shopaholic. I think this is more of a kind of like typical contemporary Christmassy romance, like Hallmark movie and book format type of book. But I've heard pretty good things about it, so we'll see how it goes. And then I have The Winter People, which is actually, I think, a like mystery thriller set somewhere like in a cold climate. So I don't think it's necessarily Christmassy, but it's definitely this time of year, like wintry, like stormy weather, you know. So I'm excited for that one, and I love thrillers, so I'll read a thriller anytime. The next book I have right here, this is my other physical book, is The Little Women. And so I read this book every year. And this actual copy I've had for several years. I've had this copy since I was a kid, and I love it. And I've read it several times, like I said. And I'm excited to go to read it once more. And I also read, much like The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, this is another movie that we watch kind of every year around this time, so this is just kind of like a staple for me at this time of year. And then I also have Becoming by Michelle Obama. This is another one that I read last year. I read the audiobook. This was actually one of my favorite books of 2019. So I read the audiobook, and then this year I'm going to read the actual ebook. I love Michelle Obama. I love the way she writes. Her writing is so eloquent, and she's so like well-spoken and intelligent, and just such a great role model. And I really loved this book, so I'm excited to read it again. And then I have Winter Garden by Kristen Hanna. I've read several books by Kristen Hanna. I read The Nightingale last year, I think, and her books are always set in World War II. They're always like historical fiction, and so this one I think is kind of a dual timeline between like current time and during World War II. So I'm really excited for that one. And I'm going to read The Simple Wild by K.A. Tucker. I'm not 100% sure what this one is about. I think it might be a like Eat, Pray, Love type of book, like where a woman like travels to kind of find herself. I'm not 100% sure. I could be wrong, but I think that's what it's about. And then Dash and Lily's Book of Dares. This was on a recommendation video. Honestly, I'm not 100% sure what it's about, but I love the cover. I think it's beautiful, and so I figured I would give it a try. And then I have Hidden Sea by Gregory Maguire, and Gregory Maguire actually wrote Wicked, and I love the book Wicked. I love the play, the musical. I listen to it all the time, and this is actually a retelling of The Nutcracker, which isn't something that I've ever read before. I think that's pretty unique. I love The Nutcracker. We usually go see it every year at this time of year. It usually plays at the Smith Center, which is the performing arts center here in Vegas, but obviously this year they're not doing that. So I thought this would be a good way of kind of still keeping like a part of that tradition for this year. And then the next two books I think are the same kind of like contemporary Christmassy type of books. I have 25 Days Till Christmas, which I'm not 100% sure what it's about, but I think, like I said, I think it's just like a contemporary romance. And then Love and Other Train Wrecks by Lee Conan. I've heard pretty good things about this one. It's about a couple who are on the same train, or not, they're not a couple initially, but a man and a woman who are on the same train, and the train either like derails or gets in an accident, and they're stuck on the train, and so I think like a relationship or like intimate setting like ensues. So I've heard kind of both sides. Some people really like it, some people don't. I've heard that the like the idea of it is good, but it wasn't executed very well. So we'll see what I end up thinking. But yeah, so that's everything I have. That's 18 books total. Like I said, I don't know that I'll get through all of these. I just kind of have some extras just in case, so that I can hopefully hit my Goodreads goal for the year. But if I don't, then it's alright. It's been a crazy year. So yeah, let me know down below what is on your December TBR. Have you read any of these books? What do you think about them? Let me know, and I will see you guys in the next one.